It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers, especially, and I have to say this, I never add this in my intro. Well, I think I did maybe twice, but especially this Fallon exclusive interview that is dropping tomorrow, June 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 5 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be so good. Guys, I'm going to set the interview as a premiere so you guys can join me in the conversation while we're watching the interview. Let's banter back and forth. Let's talk about what's being said and the whole experience. I mean, it was an insane, intense interview. And when I say insane, I just mean there's a lot of information that came out. It was emotional. It was a lot. And Fallon finally was able to speak her truth. So no matter what anyone else is out there saying, she deserves the right to be able to speak on her behalf and speak for herself. And that's exactly what she's about to do. Fallon, I am so proud of you and excited for you. And with that, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we're back to talk about Erika Jane, Erika Girardi, Erika Chahoy. Again, I feel like this has been ongoing since October, but it just never stops. The information continues to keep coming out, and it seems like she's trying to allegedly stop that. Apparently, Erika Girardi, let's just call her Erika Girardi, is requesting a gag order. Why though? Well, this is why, and this is what's being said. But in the meantime, before I jump into that, if you guys don't know, and you're living under a rock, Erika Girardi has obviously filed for divorce. Her husband is being sued all over the board for alleged embezzlement and I guess misappropriating funds, client funds, allegedly, and so much more that I guess we're probably going to get a little bit of a sneak peek on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this upcoming episode tonight. I can't wait. So moving forward, Erika Girardi is requesting a gag order to keep all of this out of the press in order for her to hopefully maintain her assets. Now, unfortunately, the trustees who have been appointed are not on board with this. In fact, they're not only on board, but they want to take someone who has been following this case, these cases, her divorce, so closely. Ronald Richards, if you don't know who Ronald Richards is, he's on Twitter, he's a lawyer, and he's been covering the Jen Shah cases, the Girardi cases. He's covering every single thing that comes out as it comes out. I mean, if Girardi is being sued by another person, he is posting it and posting the documents that come with it. It's just one right after another. I've seen different Twitter fans of his either say, you know, thank you so much for sharing this information. I've seen other people ask him, don't you have anything better to do than follow Housewives? Listen, I follow all of the Housewives, so I have no dog in that fight. I honestly appreciate getting the information from Ronald Richards. Him, Emily D. Baker, another legal commentator on YouTube who really has the ability to break it all down for us in a way that we can understand if you don't know exactly what the legal jargon is. That would be me. So I'm not saying maybe you guys don't know, but I'm saying for some of us who don't know, there are two good go-tos in order to kind of catch yourself up, right? Now, even though the trustee is trying to get Ronald Richards on, everyone wants to know why. Why would Ronald Richards come onto the case? Well, they want him to come on and go through her transfers, go through her bank accounts, go through anything that she may or may not have spent and what she has left in order to see if she had any active part in everything that's going on with her soon-to-be ex-husband's cases. She did not like that. Obviously, we've talked about this before, but Erika Girardi did not want Ronald Richards on the case because she feels like by him going on Twitter and following every single move that has been going on, you know, it's a conflict of interest. He's also apparently representing one of the plaintiffs who is suing Mr. Girardi. So she thinks that by him going on and doing these social media posts, that it's sort of tabloid-like behavior and it's beneficial to him. So she feels like it's a conflict of interest in the case. Now, the trustees obviously don't feel that way because they are continuing to push for Ronald Richards to join in on the case. And if he does, and he finds something while combing through all of these assets and the transfers or whatever the case is, if he finds something that they can seize, he's looking at gaining up to 45% of the cost of that item once it's sold. So there's a lot to be gained here if he can be a part of it. And honestly, that's an amazing incentive. We all hope Erika Girardi had no active part in any of this. I've said this since day one. I think Erika Girardi is an amazing housewife on the show. I hate seeing that all of this is happening with her. I hate watching this unfold, sort of the same way that we felt about Teresa Giudice. I know that there are widows and orphans and so many victims, but hopefully she just wasn't in the know of this. You guys are going to rip my head off and say, Adam, get real. She obviously knew what was going on. She was an active part, but that's not necessarily true. We have to look at this in the whole broad spectrum of it all and just realize we don't know the whole story. We're not sitting in the court with them. We weren't in Erika and Tom's marriage. We don't know how much he shared with her. And from watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it kind of always seemed like they just sort of had two different lifestyles. She was Erika Girardi by day, Erika Jayne by night, filming the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, doing Broadway, putting out a book, and he was a very successful lawyer who was constantly busy. So how much of this information she actually had is still to be determined. You can't just crucify somebody and convict them based off of your personal feelings. That's not how this works. So again, we're rooting for the simple fact that hopefully Erika Girardi had no knowledge of any of this, and let's keep it moving. The trustee said that Erika's request was improperly raised and suggested that it was irrelevant to the standards set forth in the application, and they're not here for it. Now, the trustees have also determined that Mr. Girardi has over $74 million in assets, but has over $56 million in debt. That just makes me cringe. I couldn't even imagine what $1 million looks like. Hopefully one day, hopefully we all get to experience that. But $56 million owed, that just is mind-blowing. Wait. Hold on, there's more. Erika has obviously claimed that she does not have any community property in her possession, aside from a few household items, and any other items that she might have in her possession are gifts. Now, again, we're not here to crucify Erika at all. However, fans were all over the board and sort of pissed. I think that's the best way to put it, because they're saying that she allegedly received over $20 million worth of gifts over her 20-year marriage. And fans feel like, well, at least some of them, if you receive these gifts and this money actually didn't belong to you, then you should not get to keep the gifts. Well, for Erika, she feels like, I did the damn thing. I was in that marriage. I was a part of it. I deserve something out of this too. You can kind of play devil's advocate and see both sides until you start to think about the widows and orphans and the victims involved. And then it really just gives you this sort of gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach. I'm just like, oh, what the hell is going on? I'm just so curious what you guys think about this, though. What do you think about the gag order and her request for it? And how do you feel about the trustees saying, no, this is irrelevant? They're not for it. Are you more on the side of the trustees saying, no, you don't deserve the gag order in order to maintain the privacy and hold on to your assets, allegedly? Or are you more in favor of Erika Girardi just trying to have some privacy while navigating this divorce and all of the creditors, debtors, victims who were trying to get their money back? Also, guys, don't forget, I said this earlier, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is going to come on again tonight. And with that, we're going to see when all of the ladies react to finding out that Erika Girardi did file divorce. That must have been around the October timeframe. I'm so curious as to what this episode will hold. But don't forget that we're not the only ones as fans watching the episodes. Ronald Richards and a few other legal commentators will be watching the show, looking for any assets or anything that she might be bearing that wasn't actually disclosed to the courts. I couldn't imagine being under this much of a microscope or this much scrutiny. This is really intense. Again, I'm not here to just give you my feelings. I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you haven't already, go ahead, comment below. Answer all of the questions to which I asked, because you guys know I read them all. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell before you go. Also, I just want to give a big shout out to my fiance. Happy 7th anniversary, Jason. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much for being my best friend, my partner in life, sharing memories, laughs, and I hope we have an amazing day after this. And don't forget our Fallon interview, June 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Until then, I'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.